morning, buddy. We're back together again, aren't we? We took a couple of days off just to chill out and hang out together. And we have some stuff to do today. Let's take you out for a walk. You're going to see Pollyanna. Yeah. Good to see you, Jaw. I missed you. Oh, and welcome back, guys. Welcome back, Lionhearts. We're back in Hollywood, and I wanted to come back in time for this particular weekend. This weekend, they're finally acknowledging one of the greats in the entertainment industry of all time, one of the funniest, one of the greatest hearts to ever do it, Buster Keaton. So this weekend is Buster Keaton weekend. Now, I've done a couple of Buster Keaton based vlogs, and I've actually been to where some of the events take place. There used to be a studio called Buster Keaton Comedies, and now they're gonna really do a plaque that belongs there. Buster Keaton's wife was part of the Talmadge family, and that historically it's kind of went down that they treated him really bad. But today, one of their family members is actually going to meet up over at Hollywood Forever Cemetery, go over to the Talmadge plots and tell stories, and I thought, today may be the best day to ever explore the Talmadge family in a different way than we ever have before. So, hearing it from a family member, maybe the good and the bad. They had a rough life. Their father just disappeared one day. Their mother raised the 3 daughters alone, and they became a very successful name in Hollywood. So today we explore the Talmadges. Daze with Jordan the Lion begins now. Well, it looks like I brought some of that Portugal gloom back with me. Not much sun out today. That's okay. I don't mind easing back into it slowly. So for the couple of days that I've been back, I've been kicking back, having fun, playing with Jaw. Last night I went to the Autry Museum and I hung out with Bob Gurr for a little bit. And I decided on this trip, it just entices me to want to take more trips. So the people that watched the Lisbon videos were so inspired. I was always really happy to read the comments because people were always constantly saying that they were amazed by what Portugal looked like. They wasn't what they expected. So just enticed me to do more. So I'm already thinking of where our next foreign trip is going to be. And one thing I definitely noticed on this trip was that a lot of people that are subscribed to me just won't watch anything that's not from the Hollywood area. So I thought about it and I said, you know, there's 2 approaches I can take. I can kind of give them what they want, or I can just decide now's a good time to expand what I want to do. And I'm going to. So I'm going to do more of the kind of away from Hollywood stuff and present a little bit different channel from now on. Yep, from now on we're going to explore more of the culture of Los Angeles. I've invested in a Universal Studios pass because I've only ever got to spend 2 hours my whole life there. So we're going to go and have a little bit more fun in Los Angeles than just touring around and seeing old houses. Now, no fear, there will still be plenty of pop culture stuff. It just won't be mostly pop culture anymore. It'll be a little bit more of everything, because one thing that I really took away from Portugal was that I really want to keep presenting things that other people aren't doing. I want to keep expanding the horizons of people that watch me that don't get to see other things, so I'm going to stick to it. Hey, look at this. This restaurant put a little mural to Jaw there, all the way down to the little white chest. So this should be exciting because I'm a Buster Keaton fan, but I don't know a whole lot about the Talmadge family, so I'll be learning as well as you guys. I don't know why somebody felt the need to break this in half, but I just found this laying in pieces over here, and I moved it around, put it together, saw what it was. What kind of animal does this? One of my favorite murals in Los Angeles, and that is exactly the word I would describe Portugal as. That was a country that just, the people loved each other. I was really inspired by it. So I'm actually going to do a kind of a Q&A vlog. If anybody has any questions about international travel or Portugal or any problems I've run into or tips or anything like that, go ahead and leave them in the comments below and I will make a vlog here soon about it. Well, I'm not sure where exactly we're meeting, but we'll find out. I will say one of the things that I really love about Hollywood Forever is that even if they don't always allow photos, photography, and all that stuff, they do try and really show appreciation for the people buried here. I love that. This is not part of it, but this is just such an amazing section of the cemetery. I never really show it, but I should. These cats over here looking at me like, what are you doing, man? Go join the Buster Keaton people and get out of our way. That's a beautiful one as well, isn't it? Let me show you guys this tower clock that they're referencing here. It's pretty neat. I've always wondered how this was done, and now I get to see it.
Long process.
By hand.
Yeah.
You're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, here we go.
But I'm alive.
Well, good.
It's a little darker in here, but they're married for 11 years.
But when Skank moved the whole production company out to Los Angeles because she could film year-round, Grandpa was working for Fatty Arbuckle, who was working for Joe Skank. So he came out, but that's how he met Grandma Natalie, was through Joseph Skank and Norma. Or your Ford Talmadge, you know, and they were horrible. Well, if Grandpa hadn't worked for Joe Skank, who was Norma's husband, he wouldn't have been given his own studio.
Right.
He wouldn't have been given just the rights to do anything he wanted to do. So that was a huge step into the movies for him, and he wouldn't have had that without the Talmadge connection.
Absolutely.
After he got that, then he made it on his own. You know, so
he made it also. He met Fatty Arbuckle, who was a rising star at that time.
yes.
They were best friends, weren't they?
Yeah. And with all the stuff with Fatty Arbuckle and the whole lawsuit that was against him, Grandpa was the only one that stood up for him and
Funneled him money, kind of, didn't he? Yeah.
money.
Amazing.
He was a good friend.
Yeah.
But it probably was with Great Grandma Peg and the three sisters. It probably was a formidable line for Grandpa to try to get over, but. I don't believe that's why he went into alcohol and not being able to work and that kind of thing. I think most of that was all of his rights to do his own films were taken away, and that he was going through a divorce and the talkies.
He was forced to make the pictures
With MGM.
that MGM wanted him to. And they wouldn't let him be creative because he had never had anybody that wrote a story for him. He wrote his own stories, he directed his own pictures, he starred in his own pictures. And he was so used to looking forward to doing these gags spontaneously. Something would happen, they'd be filming a certain scene, and he would realize, well, if we do this little bit, that's going to make it funnier. And it was so much of it was spontaneous when he did his own films. But when he went into MGM with the mayor and the others in there, they wanted their stories filmed this way, and it was not creative for him. It just wasn't the way he did it.
So I think it was a combination of things. I don't think it was the Talmadges ruined him. You know,
Was there any particular reason why the boy's last name was changed to Talmadge? Was Buster, and at that time maybe it was a bad name to have associated, or?
When the divorce went through, my dad was born James Talmadge Keaton.
He was
Right.
born Joseph.
Yes, he was born Joseph Talmadge Keaton. You're right. But Natalie just dropped the Keaton at the end and had them be Talmadges.
Did they ever go back to it, or did Buster have a relationship with her or the boys as much after?
Grandpa never had any relationship after that.
Okay.
But my dad and Bobby did, and we went over all the time to Grandpa's house. The 405 you could get from Santa Monica to the valley in 20 minutes. And we used to go over on Sundays and have dinner at his house all the time with him and Eleanor. But I asked my dad one time, I said, "Did you ever want to change your name back?" And he said, "Never thought of it." No?
That's
Wasn't a
what I
big
was
deal.
curious about, yeah. Wow.
So it wasn't because they were still so young. It didn't mean that much to them at the time.
Right.
And
Both sides were famous.
Right, right.
My husband was Jim, and he, when he was 3 years old, took his grandma's hand and walked out, and he said, "That's where Joseph is gone. Jim is here now." And of course they indulged him, and he was Jim from that time on.
He was
Wow.
born Joseph.
Yeah.
So how did you meet her father?
How did I meet him? Sat behind me in school.
Santa Monica High.
Wow. So how long did you meet before there was any kind of romance?
When did you meet for the romance? How much romance was it?
He went into the service. He went into the Coast Guard. He and his brother both. And they had to patrol the beaches here. They thought they would be out doing all kinds of things on ships. And instead they were doing guarding all of us from the enemy on the beaches. And they happened to have his mother lived in a big house down at the beach. So every night she'd put something out there. She'd put a can of beer, or she'd put a sandwich, or she'd put something out on the fence post, and then he was walking his...
Like catching fish.
This 2 miles up and 2 miles back, he would have something with him and stuff around. But no, I married him when he'd gone into the service, and that's when we got married.
But I mean, how long was it before, when you were just a fellow student, did things start to blossom?
Actually, not until we both graduated and he was in the service.
Okay.
And then they eloped.
Why did you elope?
Why did we elope? Well, I had a mother who was rather strict, and
Those Hollywood folk.
yeah. And he only had 1 day's leave is all he had. So we just decided to go to Ventura and get married. And
That's great.
he grabbed a friend that was in the service with him, and I got one of my friends, and we went up to Ventura, and we found a church. That Little Methodist Church, the cutest little church. It's still there, I think, but it's not that denomination now. And we got married, and of course it was in the papers the next day, and my mother would, "What is this? It's in the paper." But we were married till for what?
63 years.
63 years.
Wow.
How old were you?
When she grew up, though, her parents were poor, and it was the Depression. She had never seen or heard of Buster Keaton when she married my dad.
I don't know. He told me, well, what he did, he had not had any contact. His mother was rather strict on that, and he had not had any contact with his dad. And after he was in the service and he was sent overseas to India, he sent a letter, got a hold of his dad, and told him that he would like to see him. And he was married. But when he got home, he was out of the service, he announced one day to me that we were going to go meet his father. Well, I had always heard that his mother was divorced, and I never heard any mention of a father at all. So I said, well, where does his father live? Well, he's just here in L.A. Well, what does Mr. Talmadge do? His name isn't Talmadge, it's Keaton. Keaton what? And that was my first, and I heard the name Buster Keaton.
And the first time she met him, the first question he asked was, "Do you play bridge?"
Yeah.
And she did.
Not baseball.
He was an avid bridge
And
player.
baseball. Yeah. When she was pregnant with me and she was at the hospital, they told her I wasn't coming for a while. She went out and sat in the car to listen to the Dodger game. Anyway.
It's amazing.
There's a lovely anecdote in Colleen Moore's autobiography of when she first got to Hollywood. She's at Skank's studio, I think, and Constance Talmadge suddenly appears and starts giving away all of her clothes. And Colleen Moore benefits from this generosity, and the reason she's doing it is because her sister's marrying Joe Skank, and everybody's getting a new wardrobe. So that was, and I just thought that was.
When she lived in New York, my mother was the only one tall enough to wear her clothes, and when she got the clothes in New York wearing fashion, she sent them out here to my mom.
Wow.
So Mom got these lovely clothes, but it's in Southern California. It's far more loose and dressed than New York, but yeah, they were the same height. Anything else?
Was Buster, when you were around him, was he always trying to entertain, or was he a pretty calm guy? Because I've met people that were kids that met him and said you could go over to his house anytime and he would play with you in the yard, and multiple people have told me those stories.
A
But
very humble, very kind person, but
He was
didn't put on airs at all.
he was just the nicest person you'd ever want to meet.
that's so good to hear.
He had so many friends in Hollywood that had come and they had been in the pictures before. They became, when there were still called talkies. And they were out of work and they just didn't have anything, and he must have supported about 20, 25 people.
Wow.
And he would send money to that until they got back on their feet. He was just a regular person, and he was so nice. I never heard him get mad at anybody, and if you don't think after he was first out of work, he lived in a house up off of Olympic in LA, and in that house there was his mother, there was his wife, there was his sister, there was his brother, there was the brother's wife, and their little boy.
Wow.
They were all in that house. I never once heard a cross word from him.
Wow.
Never heard anything that he got mad at anybody. He just was a very, very nice man.
Except when Dad didn't play bridge correctly.
Oh. Yes, he got a little bit peeved because he was a fantastic bridge player. He used to play with Scheinwald and Gorin, and every summer he would go over and he would do an act over in France. And it lasted for all summer, this whole thing, and he would go over on a ship. Of course, you didn't have planes, so they were flying over. And he was playing with the captain, and he would play with all of these people that were known to be good bridge players. And he was just amazing, because he played bridge all the time at home. That was his passion when he was at home. Eleanor, his wife, played bridge with him. His mother played bridge with him. When we came over there, I was usually his partner, and his husband would be at the table.
Was it because you were better than everybody else? Did he choose?
No, it was just the family. And my husband did not like to follow the rules. And Buster, when you played bridge, you followed this and this and this and this. And when you dealt the cards out, and the first person that played a card, if they were playing according to all of the rules of bridge, you knew what was in everybody's hand. And after that, how they played was whether they were trying to get somebody mixed up. Well, my husband didn't play by the rules all the time. And when this would happen and he would trump something that he wasn't supposed to be doing, Buster would say, "God damn it, Jim, can't you follow the rules?" I think that probably is the most I ever heard him.
Did he give interesting Christmas gifts or birthdays?
We got a 5-pound sack of walnuts. They had walnut trees. All these houses were built were walnut orchards, and they would give away 5-pound sacks of walnuts to everybody.
So that was a tradition?
Yeah. So, it was a lot of fun at his house. It was a really nice place.
He always had dogs. He loved dogs. Loved St. Bernards.
Yeah. All of you saw the movie Beethoven with the dogs. That dog was raised in a kennel by Eleanor.
Wow.
And his real name was Casper. Just to let you know.
That's so cool.
I know a descendant of the family
Oh, yeah.
because when he passed away, Eleanor was sort of like a grandmother to her and gave her a couple of things and awards.
Yeah.
Not only an amazing shirt, but an amazing pin as well. Wow, what a cool experience. We got to hear some first-hand stories about the Talmadges and Buster Keaton. So honored. And it was a rather small crew, which is always appreciated. I love seeing the diehard fans here.
Thank you for coming, Jen.
Thank you. I love the face on that. Well, look, the guy that was working on this one is finished. He did a great job. Well, I think we're gonna call it a day here. Come back and see me tomorrow when we go see the new Buster Keaton plaque get unveiled. I want to thank Yana Dubner, Ryan Lake, Marsha Hebner, and Josh Owens for making contributions to my channel. Everyone else, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Goodbye.